All right, let's dive into this. But listen, let me give you a fair warning right out of the gate. If you're just here to be entertained by some aesthetic shots or you want to vibe to generic motivational music, you should probably just click off right now. Seriously. Because this explainer, it's a strict, absolute, no-nonsense wake-up call. We are not here to coddle you. We're here to dissect a highly structured, 30-day life reset plan that demands absolute discipline. So, if you're actually ready to fix your life, grab a pen, lock in, and let's get to work. Think about how your mornings usually start. There's a massive chance you wake up, and honestly, before your brain is even fully online, your thumb is already scrolling. Within minutes, you are absolutely bombarded by the highlight reels of the entire world. You're looking at people who seem richer, more attractive, way more successful, and boom, just like that, you are losing a race you never even signed up for. You tell yourself, oh, I'm just unmotivated today. Look, that's a lie. The harsh reality is you are wildly overstimulated and entirely underdisciplined. You aren't designing your life, you're just reacting to it. Same habits, same excuses, different day.
And this right here brilliantly illustrates the modern trap we're all stuck in. We fall into this endless, exhausting cycle of chasing motivation. We wait to magically feel ready. We react to our environment, and we repeat the same tired excuses. The only way out, a structured system. You literally have to stop waiting for fleeting motivation to strike and instead rely on a cold, hard daily framework. True change comes from taking the wheel and actively designing your life through structured consistency that actually compounds over 30 days.
So to make sure you don't end up just repeating the last 5 years of your life, we're going to break down this 30-day structured consistency blueprint into 6 uncompromising phases. 1. Identity collapse. 2. The boring foundation. 3. Rewiring your system. 4. Strategic focus. 5. Tracking reality. And 6. The final reboot.
All right, let's hit phase 1, identity collapse. This is where we focus entirely on destroying what just isn't working. You've got to realize that before you can build anything new, you absolutely must clear the foundation. Listen, you are not your potential. Potential means absolutely nothing without execution. You are simply your repeated actions, period. So for the next 30 days, identity collapse means consciously destroying your unproductive habits. It means cutting the noise immediately. If there's an app on your phone, TikTok, Instagram, whatever your specific vice is, that isn't actively helping you grow, delete it right now. Seriously. Without a single second of hesitation.
Now there's a psychological reality you really need to accept here. You have to treat your goals like passwords, not content. This is a rule almost everyone ignores. You have to stop talking about your plans. Every single time you announce your goals to your friends or post them on social media, your brain gets this fake rush of dopamine. It gets a completely false sense of progress. You suddenly feel highly productive, right? But you haven't done a single ounce of actual work. So from today forward, you move in total silence.
Moving right along to phase 2, we hit the boring foundation. This is all about mastering the very first moments of your day. And this is exactly where the vast majority of people fail, simply because it completely lacks glamour. It's almost too simple. But these are non-negotiable rules for the start of your day. First, drink water the exact second you wake up. Not coffee and definitely not grabbing your phone. Just water. Second, make your bed. You do this not because a made bed is going to change the world, but because finishing small tasks literally trains your brain's circuitry to finish big ones. And third, absolutely no snooze allowed. Hitting snooze fragments your sleep cycle and fundamentally trains your brain to start the day by procrastinating.
Because here's the thing, discipline isn't just built during some grueling 2-hour gym session. It's built in the very first 10 seconds of your day. When your alarm rings, you move immediately. You have to start treating your body like a machine executing a pre-programmed protocol. You don't think about it, you don't negotiate with yourself, you simply execute.
Next up is phase 3, rewire your system. We're focusing heavily here on protecting your mental space.
If you miss this phase, guys, nothing else in this blueprint works. Your brain is at its absolute cleanest and most impressionable in the first hour of the day. If you let the world speak first by diving straight into your notifications, you spend the rest of your day purely reacting. You're constantly playing defense. But by keeping your phone away for the first 60 minutes, you stop reacting to the world's demands. You take control first, and therefore, you dictate the entire tempo and direction of your day.
And part of rewiring your system also means rewiring your physical fuel. Understand this, low energy isn't laziness, it's bad management. You have to eat simple foods. You don't need some massively expensive, overly complicated diet. You just need food that provides sustainable, steady energy instead of massive sugar spikes and those inevitable afternoon crashes. It's time to stop blaming your lack of drive on laziness, when really, it's actually just poor biological management.
That brings us to phase 4, strategic focus, which is all about relentless execution on one clear goal.
This is the phase where your life actually starts fundamentally changing. Look, most people stay perpetually average because they are hopelessly distracted. They try to improve 10 different things at once and end up mastering absolutely nothing. So you must pick one thing, one skill, one direction. And for 30 days, you go all in. You take the absolute hardest task related to that goal and you knock it out before 11 a.m. Get it out of the way. And when your brain inevitably tries to negotiate and whispers, hey, let's just do this later, you use the 3-2-1 rule. Count down from 3 and force your physical body to move immediately.
This completely shatters a massive myth. You cannot wait around to feel inspired. Action creates motivation, not the other way around. Taking the action itself is literally the only thing that actually generates the chemical drive in your brain to continue. If you're just sitting on the couch waiting for a magical wave of motivation to hit you, you're going to be sitting there for the rest of your life.
Which brings us to phase 5, tracking reality. This is where we establish your structured consistency. This phase is all about ruthless, clinical accountability. Because let's face it, what gets tracked gets fixed. You need a daily reality check. Did you stay off your phone for the first 60 minutes? Done or failed? Did you do the hardest task before 11 a.m.? Done or failed? You must track your money as well because every single dollar you spend is a clear, undeniable reflection of your actual habits. You use a clinical checklist with one singular, uncompromising goal: never break the chain.
And that strict structure, it extends to how you end your day too. Every single night, without fail, you must do an environment reset. A clean space equals a clear mind. You organize your workspace, you tidy up, and most importantly, you plan tomorrow before your head even hits the pillow. You do this so that when that alarm goes off, you wake up with total, undeniable direction instead of that usual groggy confusion.
Finally, we reach phase 6, the final reboot. This is the 30-day ultimatum.
Here is the brutal truth about what happens at the end of this blueprint. There is nothing flashing. There is no magical instant success. No fireworks are going to go off. Instead, you achieve something far more dangerous. You become consistent. You completely stop trying to fake it till you make it. Instead, you prove it to yourself day by day, action by action. Mastering the boring things is what actually makes you unstoppable. And once you genuinely build that undeniable self-trust, your entire reality changes.
30. That is the exact number of days it takes for your entire life's trajectory to shift. But let's get one thing perfectly straight right now. The difference in your life won't come from having passively watched this explainer. Consuming content changes absolutely nothing. The only thing that will dictate your future is your rigorous, unyielding execution of these systems the very moment this ends.
So, I'm going to leave you with this final, provocative thought. The statistical reality is that the vast majority of people watching this won't even last 3 days. They're going to fall right back into their comfortable, unmotivated, overstimulated routines. Are you going to be one of them, or are you actually going to execute and completely transform your life over the next 30 days? The choice and the work is entirely yours.